That Mercer's weight is really perfect at 215. Damiani may be carrying a little too much.
Damiani fighting in the United States for only the 4th to 5th time, I should say. He has won all 4 previous fights, all by knockout. He has 23 knockouts, and yet people are saying he's not really a knockout puncher. Let's talk about the WBO rules and how they differ.
Yeah, the big difference is there is no standing 8 count here. The rest are pretty much the same as New Jersey, but no standing 8 count.
So the battle of the undefeateds, Ray Mercer and Francesco Damiani. Mercer being rushed along toward what he hopes will be a title shot. He's only had 16 professional fights. His last one was the most impressive, and Francesco Damiani in the United States for the 5th time, starting to make his way, as Ray Mercer now making his way toward the ring. Mercer, remember, is the challenger, and Damiani the champion, albeit not a coveted title, really, but nonetheless a title, and as such a stepping stone.
And Ray Mercer should get quite a reaction from this New Jersey crowd. He trains in New Jersey and the Triple Threat Gym, and has a great following here. Visual as well.
Mercer looking all business, if that's a description of how someone looks.
Well, he's faced pressure like this before. The Olympic Games about as pressure-packed as you can get.
Carrying a sign in support of the troops in the Middle East.
Of course, as we've noted, and as you saw, he was in the Army, and that's where he got his start boxing. Some wondering if he'd be to this point this quick, but he's there, and now the question is, for him, can he produce?
Well, and the question was, before his last fight, is he tough enough, mentally tough enough, as opposed to physically tough enough? And I think he answered all those questions against Bert Cooper, because he was hurt.
And he was hurt in that fight, and defending in that bout the NABF title that you saw held aloft there a moment ago. Signs of support.
On a card several years ago. He was on an undercard of a Larry Holmes fight. He wound up winning the fight. It wasn't in tremendously impressive fashion, but that may have just been the opponent. Let's make it official now and meet him with Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, Top Rank Incorporated and the undisputed, undefeated King of Beer, Budweiser, present the featured bout of the evening. This bout is approved by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard Sr., Chairman Jerry Gormley, Board members Gary Shaw and Richard Harrison, Deputy Commissioners Lawrence Wallace and R. Yogi Hiltner, Chief Physician at ringside, Dr. Frank V. Doggett, attending physicians, Dr. Dominic Coletta Jr. and Dr. Charles Wilson. This bout is sanctioned by the World Boxing Organization, represented at ringside by its Championship Committee Director, Mr. Ed Levine, and WBO Supervisor ringside, First Vice President Jose Torres. The 3 judges assigned to this bout doing the scoring on a 10-point must system will be Eva Shane from the United States, Nelson Vasquez from Puerto Rico, and Harry Davis of Canada. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Donald J. Trump's Taj Mahal on the boardwalk here in Atlantic City, New Jersey, let's get ready to rumble. 12 rounds of boxing. for the WBO World Heavyweight Championship. In the ring at this time, the man in charge of this bout, referee Rudy Battle. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks with Project Pride trim. He weighs an even 215 pounds. Originally from Jacksonville, Florida, now fighting for the Triple Threat Gym in Newark, New Jersey. This 9-year U.S. Army veteran won Olympic gold in 1988. Now as a professional, he's 16-0 with 11 KOs and currently holds the NABF title and the IBF Intercontinental Heavyweight title. Ranked number 4 in the world by the IBF, tonight he challenges for a world title. Ladies and gentlemen, the undefeated merciless Mercer. And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 229 1/4 pounds in the black trunks with gold trim. He's from Rimini, Italia. This 1984 Olympic silver medalist now has a professional record of 27-0. 23 of his 27 victories by knockout, presenting the undefeated WBO Heavyweight World Champion, Francesco Damiani.
Okay, gentlemen, you've received your pre-fight instructions. Let's have a nice, clean fight. Good luck to both of you. Shake hands.
So what's left is to get on with it, and both fighters looking like they could be a little bit nervous. This is going to be a case, I think, we get a couple of punches thrown, settle down, settle into the fight, and then see what happens.
And if there's anyone that I think is more susceptible early, it's probably Damiani, because Mercer is the bigger puncher. If he were to land something very big early, we might have a big shock in Damiani going out early.
And you talked about the fact that Damiani might be carrying a little extra poundage, and in all honesty, he looks a little bit soft is the word that comes to mind.
Of course, it's tough to judge. I say that, and I think it's true, but he's always been that way, so maybe it's always been a problem.
Let him out, let him out, let him out.
Well, again, we talk about the fact that the jab is really key in this, and Damiani's history, good left hand by Mercer. Drove Damiani backwards, but did not seem to hurt him.
But I assure you, Damiani has not faced a puncher like Ray Mercer. As you look down the list of his opponents, there's no one who punches as hard as Ray Mercer in that group, so he'll feel something different tonight.
To emphasize the point about the jab, Damiani's history is that when he is effective with his jab, he does well. But when the other man is effective with his, it takes Damiani's jab away.
And that is what they want Ray Mercer to do in this bout now. Already early, he's kind of ignoring that. And I think, you know, one of the worst things to happen for him may be landing those big left hooks early. It could make him think, I've got to load up, I'll knock him out with one punch. That's been Ray's problem from time to time. They want that stick out there. They want that jab to keep Damiani from doing this, Barry, getting inside where he can throw his little short combinations.
Both fighters a little bit off the mark early.
Damiani will work the body, as will Mercer. Both men are committed to that. There's Mercer digging low.
And if, in fact, Damiani is, as we suspect, perhaps a little soft, body shots are going to tell that.
Mercer is really digging down there as well.
All right, break. Turn him loose. Let him go. Step out. Step out.
This is really a good test for both these men.
It is. They're at the level where they should be fighting each other. Damiani's jab, non-effective so far. Mercer's hasn't been that much better, but Ray's been getting there with bigger power shots so far.
All right, break.
If we're into things like common opponents, there has only been one. Eddie Richardson, who Damiani beat in 10 rounds back in 1987, and Mercer fought 2 years later and knocked out in 1 round.
And that really is a good indication of where their power is. Damiani, the kind of guy that will, against anybody that's a little better, will win a decision more than likely.
Mercer doing more than Damiani in this first round. Quick right hand by Damiani.
That's as good a right hand as Damiani can throw. Straight.
End of the first round, and as we suspected, largely a feeling out round. Perhaps a little bit better for Ray Mercer than it was for Damiani, but neither man dominated.
I'm not sorry. Okay, I know. You can just, but that way you don't get tired. Okay. Now, work the body more. I need you jabbing more, right hand to the body, hook to the body, hook to the head. Work the jab more, work the body more. Okay, buddy. You be first. You stay in charge.
Sure.
Now don't step around him. Step straight to him. You're stepping around him just a little bit. Okay. Work the jab more, work the body more. Hook to the body, hook to the head. I got it. All right. We got time. We got plenty of that.
Excellent advice.
Let's go.
Oh, we talked about the jab being a weapon, and Mercer not using it a great deal in the first round.
12 of 29 jabs. He landed 47%. Damiani only 8 of 27. 30% landed with the jabs. Excellent advice from Hank Johnson. The jab and those body shots are what will probably get him there, Ray Mercer. The body especially. He really did hurt him to the body. There you see from the punch profile, the numbers, and Ray Mercer with a very good percentage landed.
He needs to throw at least that many jabs. But once again, Damiani's history is that when somebody throws more than 35 jabs in a round, then they can take Damiani's jab away from him. But when they throw less than that, Damiani can be effective. That's, at least coming into this fight, that's what Damiani has done.
And what Damiani does with his jab, Barry, is it's not even that he's always landing it. It helps him get inside where he can then throw these little... See, that's where that jab got him in, so now he's on the inside. He can throw his little shots.
Fight being fought at close range, which it almost seems would favor Damiani.
When he gets in there, I think it would. And some believe that by letting Ray Cooper get closer to him, Ray Mercer made it a tougher fight. Although there's some good shots from outside for Damiani. So after a lackluster first round, Damiani is finding the range now.
Really not much there. Mercer really was chasing Damiani after Damiani got a right hand in fairly close.
And very amateurish move by Ray Mercer. And that's, of course, what they don't like to see from him. He is laying the jab out there, though, Mercer. That's why Damiani is getting in with those counter punches. Ray is laying the jab out, and Francesco getting in with his counter punches.
We will be going into Damiani's corner between rounds, and we'll tell you we have an interpreter there to tell us exactly what's being said. Piero Santini alongside to interpret in the corner of Francesco Damiani.
This is the second round that Damiani wanted, and Mercer didn't, because Damiani is making things happen because Ray Mercer has gotten away from his battle plan, and he is wild in this round. And this round could be a very big confidence builder for Francesco Damiani. He needed it after the first round here in alien territory.
Yeah, he's fighting right now like a much more confident fighter, and he got there with a combination. Not real damaging, but nonetheless they were there. Time running out in round two, and a much better round for Damiani, and this fight shaping up as a very tactical one.
Okay.
Voglio che vai fuori dal destro, muove più facile di quello che pensi. Devi da fuori dal destro, non metti quel destro, devi mettere con la convinzione.
You have to get inside with
Tell
your
him
left.
both corners, I don't want any hitting on the break. You tell him, you know, clean break. You speak.
Molto puliti nel break.
Molto puliti nel break, non picchiare dopo.
You have to get clean when the referee called the break.
Determinazione voglio, più determinazione, non le regge le 12 riprese.
Determination.
Se dai la possibilità di recupero, quello lo fa,
E io
perché fai la forte.
So seemingly a little bit more of a pep talk than a strategy talk in the corner of Damiani.
Much more so, though, the one thing they did say was to get inside on Ray Mercer, which he's been doing pretty effectively.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad round at all for Damiani.
No, that's what they want.
In that second round, Mercer threw 33 jabs, only landed 8 of them, though, and Damiani at 50%, 14 of 28.
And there you see the total numbers in round 2. Damiani moving ahead in that round, landing a good percentage of his punches. Ray Mercer is not only missing the jab, he's throwing it with no conviction. None whatsoever. That one was better than some of the others he's thrown. He was kind of backing off with that.
Yeah, he was really just showing it to him, and it got there.
And what happened to the body punches that Hank Johnson was asking him for? I'm not sure Francesco Damiani didn't get a little respect from Ray Mercer in that second round. Good hook by Damiani. And the body work.
Damiani really fighting like a confident fighter right now, and Mercer fighting like a guy who really hasn't quite figured out what's going on in there yet.
And you know, in the first round, Ray Mercer landed those good left hooks and hasn't been able to reproduce that.
You know, there's another factor, too, in the fight against Burt Cooper. Burt Cooper really busted Ray Mercer up in that fight, and this is the first fight that Mercer has had since then. And that can play hell with your mind, I would think.
It was a tough battle for Mercer. And you're right, it could have some residual effects. Gotta like the way Damiani's working the body. He is throwing good shots with good leverage down there. And his jab works him in. There's the jab that gets Damiani in this kind of punching position, which he likes.
And Damiani actually got the better of that exchange with a right hand. That right hand by Mercer over the top of the head of Damiani.
Damiani is beating Ray Mercer to the punch right now, showing better hand speed than some would have given him credit for. It's a cliche word, but crafty applies for Damiani. Straight punches, much straighter than I've seen in the tapes I've seen or when I've seen him on the undercards from Damiani. Much straighter punches.
And he got Mercer turned around once again. He's been doing that with some regularity.
All right, break. Let him go.
Well, your point is well taken about hand speed. Damiani clearly beating Mercer to the punch right now.
And these are not straight punches coming from Ray Mercer at all.
Nice left hand by Damiani, and a big round for Damiani.
Him in. Now look what he does once he's there. Ripping. That one a little low, but then the uppercut on the inside. That's what the jab did. It got Damiani in punching position.
In that third round, Damiani threw more, connected with more. Excellent round for Damiani. Now in Mercer's corner, you heard Hank Johnson say you got to get off first, but I don't think it's so much that you have to get off first. You got to get off best.
Somewhat accurately. Round 4, and the first 2 of the first 3 have been rounds that Francesco Damiani would like to press in his memory book. I mean, they were nice.
Starts out this way, a right hand and 2 left hands behind it. And when Mercer does throw punches, he's lunging. He's not really on balance.
Already showing signs of being, I don't want to use the word desperate, but it almost feels that way. after what for him was a very nice first round. See, he's missing to the body and missing to the head. The accuracy of Ray Mercer not good. And there, look, he turns to the referee. Could have been nailed.
The other thing that Mercer is doing on occasion is almost winding up with his punches. It's really, here it comes.
Turn him loose. No, break, step back, go.
Mercer has an Olympic gold medal, and Francesco Damiani doesn't. But Francesco Damiani has got that WBO title, and also he's got things going his way tonight so far.
Definitely since the first round.
Now there's the good body work by Mercer on the inside.
Nice uppercut by Mercer.
And look what it set up for him. This is what Mercer should be doing, but boy, Francesco Damiani doesn't back up an inch, does he? Fascinating. Strong jab by Mercer. Wow. Now that's what they want from him. He's got a punishing jab.
Watch your hands, watch your hands.
And that uppercut starting to find a home for Mercer also.
It's very simple. Ray Mercer's throwing now. He wasn't throwing with conviction for a couple of rounds. He's paying the price sometimes.
Damiani again there quicker.
Ray Mercer does not fight that well on the inside. He really doesn't. And he's paid for it against Bert Cooper, against Jerry Jones in a fight we did. He's paying for it right now against Damiani.
Nice combination, three-punch combination by Damiani, and Mercer misses with a left hand in return. Damiani's just sharper right now. And there's a little swelling under the left eye of Ray Mercer, and he really did swell up after the Bert Cooper fight.
You are very strong. You are too strong. You don't have no problem to beat him.
Lì, guardami. Cerca di essere convinto in quello che fai. L'uomo è tutto lì, forse anche meno se
Go
ti metti
with
a fare
more
quello che devi
conviction
fare.
inside.
Hai capito?
More
Non c'è
determination.
determinazione in quello che fai. Devi essere più convinto in quello che
Go
fai.
with the more
Hai capito
determination.
no, eh?
Deep breath, deep breath. Suck it in, deep, deep. Follow some of this.
Hold still. Victor, you gotta get out of here.
Now, please, let's go.
We start the fifth round. And Ray Mercer is going to have to figure out something here.
One of the things he might figure out is throwing more jabs. He only threw 16 in the last round. And the reason we're harping on this is because traditionally people have done better against Damiani when they jab against him. And of those jabs he landed in the last few rounds, they were strong by Mercer. I think to win this bout, unless something really changes radically, Ray Mercer's going to have to make this an alley brawl and hope that his power wins out. But you know what? When he gets in those big exchanges with Damiani, he's getting nailed too.
Yeah, Damiani, clearly the crisper puncher, the sharper puncher, even when they're in an exchange. That's not to say that that can't change, but Damiani just seems to have Mercer measured better.
Damiani throwing much better combinations. And again, there's the jab. Even if it's not landing, it's getting him in very good punching position.
Nice right hand uppercut by Damiani.
That came, and that, excuse me, Brad, that came from way back, and it shows you that Ray Mercer's reflexes in it tonight are not really as sharp as they might be.
And again, a little swelling. In fact, it's more of a little swelling under the left eye of Ray Mercer. That is the kind of swelling that could really cause him a problem as this fight goes on. Another right hand by Damiani and an uppercut behind him.
And Damiani giving Mercer just enough movement, Jerry. He's not running around the ring, just enough so that Mercer can't quite get the right punching angles on him. And you know something? Americans have been kidding about Francesco Damiani for the last year or so. They've been kidding about him with his WBO title. He may have come here to prove something.
Well, so far he's certainly doing that. He's a different fighter than the last time I saw him.
Yeah, different than any time I've seen him either.
And that could go back to the old thing, too, if some fighters just fight to the caliber of their competition. The last time I saw him, it was against an inferior opponent, and here he is against a guy who theoretically at least is an up-and-comer, and he's fighting much better. Mercer's shot was caught in the gloves, and Damiani connected with two.
Mercer landed those left hooks in the first round. Since then, they have not been there. He's been throwing them from too far out, and Damiani keeping his hands up very well.
And there may be a little bit of a cut along the right eye of Mercer. We'll watch that. I can't quite tell if it's perspiration or cut. And those are Damiani supporters right there.
Come on now. Come on, you got to wake up.
And there is a little nick, as you see. Percy Richardson working on that over the right eye, but it's really the left eye that's more of a problem for Ray Mercer because there is some swelling underneath that, as you see.
The champion's going to be now, not tomorrow.
Damiani has shown us in this fight that he can put punches together very well. The right, a much straighter punch than we've seen. And look, right away he's coming with the uppercut on the inside. That's a good right hand. We'll see an uppercut that did land. This one's from way out. There. Now, you're not supposed to let a guy land that. He's not supposed to be able to throw it from that far out and land as cleanly as he did against Ray Mercer.
And we talked about the fact that what Damiani was getting in his corner before were pep talks, and that's certainly what he's getting now, and why not? There is no need to translate any of that. What they're saying is do what you're doing, because you're doing it all right.
And the key word for tonight in that corner is determination, and guess what? Damiani has it.
Round number 6. It's a 12-round fight because it is a championship fight, remember?
Interesting. Damiani not that far ahead, though. I've been notching up these rounds for him, but in terms of number of punches, not a huge edge there. So I'm almost surprised at, but, you know, but still, I feel like he's in control of this fight.
You really do have that feeling. But, you know, here again is a situation, and this is not to get on to the officials about this, but sometimes frenetic activity in some people's eyes amounts to points. And Mercer has had the frenetic activity. And there again, a good example of what we're talking about.
Two good shots by Damiani.
All right, break. Let him go. You hold. Step out. No hold. No hold. Break.
Again, the straight right hand by Francesco. See, just enough movement to keep Ray Mercer off balance. And when you give Ray Mercer side to side, traditionally, in his pro career, he has had trouble dealing with it.
All right, break. Let him go.
And Damiani, I am surprised he's been able to give him enough movement to give him trouble, but he has. Look, now maybe 2 of those 5 land, but that's more than Mercer's landing.
Break, stop punching, let him go.
And I don't think too many people thought around the halfway point of this fight it would be taking this shape. Good jab again by Damiani.
Again, it's that old unknown quantity. It's the guy who's fought 22 or 23 of his 27 fights in Italy. And he hasn't fought a high caliber opponent, but by the same token, neither has Ray Mercer.
Now, the best man Ray fought was Bert Cooper. Not too bad a guy.
He fought Ozzy Ocasio, who also falls into the category of trial horse, and he didn't have an easy time with him either.
Well, the problems for Ray started when he fought Jerry Jones, a fight that you and I called, and Jones gave him lots of trouble. He ended up winning. Since then, he's had some problems. He may have hurt Damiani with that right hand.
He hurt him with a body shot is what I think he hurt him with. We'll maybe get a chance to see that again, but I think the body shot is really what set up the right hand.
And they have been calling for body shots, and he has not been able to produce. And now he does. Of course, the power of Mercer is the wild card. That gives him a shot in any fight.
And he has opened Damiani up a couple of times here at the end of this round.
Here's the body shot that we believe hurt Ray Mercer, or rather Damiani. Right hand downstairs, sent him reeling backwards, and then he started pounding on him with right hands. So Ray Mercer working that body and getting some results. But that's where Damiani looks at his corner and shakes his head like, no, I'm okay. Well, was he? I don't know. We'll find out in this one.
Round 7 scheduled for 12. The fight's still there to be had.
Damiani beat Tyrell Biggs, the man who had beaten him in 1984, beat one gold medalist. He'd like to notch another one tonight.
Incidentally, we talked about a little swelling under the left eye of Ray Mercer about 3 rounds ago. It has gotten no worse. In fact, if anything, it might even be a little bit better. And that's credit to Percy Richardson in the corner. And as you can see, the total punches in round number 6. And Damiani still with a much higher percentage and a higher rate of throwing punches.
Very accurate in that last round. Those are 2 superb jabs by Damiani. 2 elements of this fight plan for Ray Mercer, and they've gone out the window, the jab and the body work. You heard Hank Johnson harping on it. Ray Mercer has either been unwilling or unable to make those 2 things work.
And Damiani, you touched upon this earlier, that Mercer would like nothing more than to get him into a real brawl, and Damiani's just not allowing himself to get into that.
And even when he does, Damiani is getting some pretty good results, Barry. Mercer's still trying to find that elusive left hook that he was landing so easily in round 1. When you looked at round 1, you got the feeling Ray Mercer was going to land his power shots easily, and it hasn't happened. And still Damiani working that uppercut on the inside. He discovered that about the 2nd round.
All right, break. Stop punching.
Damiani walked into the left hand from Mercer that time.
Mercer falling back as he delivers the right hand. Ray Mercer's accuracy is abysmal. I mean, he's missing everything he's throwing. Just does not look sharp with his punches.
Conversely, Damiani, very sharp. Clashing of the heads going on in this round, too.
When you come to Mercer and punch, he stops. It's been his problem as a pro. If he doesn't get off first, he doesn't get off.
Break, come out, let him go, step back, let him go.
I am sure, even though this fight is certainly within Ray Mercer's grasp, there are many raised eyebrows among boxing fans in the boxing community at what is going on here in Atlantic City right now.
Mercer kind of walked away from that. And I think what happened is he might have gotten a head actually in his chest. Walked away, took a deep breath, and Rudy Battle never did step between him, so he was fair game.
Hard to see any confidence in Ray Mercer's eyes right now.
Break, step out, let him go.
Gonna go into Damiani's corner, and he is fighting like a confident fighter. His fans think their man is ahead, and we'll get the translation in his corner.
Come va? Dimmi la verità.
How are you doing?
A me non mi puoi
Tell me
dire
the
le
truth.
bugie, a me mi devi dire
Don't
la
tell me
verità.
don't lie to me.
E
How are
allora
you
devi
doing?
alzare il ritmo.
Go faster.
Non è un uomo alla tua portata, lo devi
It's
fermare
not
ogni
a
volta
man.
che si muove.
Every time he moves, you have to stop him.
Hai le capacità per fare queste cose, lo
You
devi
can do
fare.
that.
We are deep into this bout, and that man has, I think, won nothing since the 1st round. Now, the judges could see it differently, but whatever, Francesco Damiani has, I think, imposed his will on Ray Mercer in this bout.
This fight, of course, being carried live to Italy and all over Europe. Damiani, needless to say, a big local hero in this country.
And as we've said, not a man who has engendered a lot of respect on this side of the Atlantic, but tonight going a long way toward that. And you know, some will denigrate, if he would win, they'll denigrate Ray Mercer and say, oh no, he wasn't that good or whatever. But you know what? He's a good young heavyweight on his way up and close to the top. And if Damiani should continue with a performance like this, take nothing away from him.
All right, break. Stop punching. Let him go. Step back.
Damiani is one of those guys, you have the feeling that everybody's going to want to fight because he looks like he should be beatable.
Absolutely.
All right, break. Let him go. Stop punching. Step back.
Well, there was talk of Bruce Seldon being the opponent that would get in against Mercer, perhaps. But, hey, why not against Damiani if he would win? And, of course, we're not counting out Ray Mercer by any stretch. He's a powerful young man who, even in the last round, landed a right to body that looked like it hurt Damiani. But Ray had better pick up the gas, step on the gas here.
Yeah, and again, I hasten to point out that he did have a tough time with Bert Cooper, who cuffed him around a little bit, and he had to suck it up to win in the late rounds.
That's right.
The bad news here is that Ray Mercer's pushing his punches. And if you're doing that, you're not going to land that big knockout punch. Damiani's punches are a lot crisper right now. And Mercer's going backwards. He's not coming forward. He's not looking like he's a big puncher stalking his prey for the knockout. No.
Well, I think the reason for that is he's earned Damiani's respect. Or Damiani's earned his respect, I should say, because when he has come forward, Damiani's tagged him.
And look at them, and you know, it goes back to the battle of the jabs. You mentioned it at the beginning. Good hook by Damiani. Wow.
Damiani clearly the best of that.
And all those punches by Mercer were pushed punches. He did not get any leverage into it. You can see evidence of a number of things here. One, that Damiani is not a huge puncher. He's landed tremendous shots. Ray Mercer hasn't gone anywhere. Now Mercer, we've acknowledged, is a tough guy, but still, those are big punches. Hey, Ray Mercer's backing up now. That's not his game. He is not a boxer. He is a slugger. If he keeps backing up, he will never win this fight.
Coming to the end of the 8th round, and Damiani clearly taking control. Rino Tomasi, the best-known commentator in Italy. He does everything. Yes. Rino is the man everywhere.
Delightful man and a great commentator. And I'll tell you what, they've got lots to talk about back home because they are watching their man, Francesco Damiani, do a paint job on Ray Mercer, boxing him, using the jab effectively, keeping Mercer at bay and landing shots like that right hand and that left hook. Much quicker on the inside and landing big shots. Those are pretty good shots.
Stay back in your corner. Stay in the corner.
Well, it's interesting. Again, now we talked about the jabs and what kind of an effect they would have on the outcome of this fight. Now, both men have thrown the same number of jabs, but
they have both thrown 207, but Damiani has landed 91 and Mercer 54. Where's the mouthpiece of Ray Mercer? That's pretty weird. They forgot to put it in. No, not true. I apologize. It's the glove. Thought maybe the mouthpiece wasn't there.
Okay.
9 seconds had ticked off the clock in that round, so
let's go.
That's where they will pick it up when Rudy Battle signals action, and now we're underway again. So 2:51 to go.
And seconds becoming precious to Ray Mercer. He's got 12 minutes left to make some dramatic things happen.
And he's given no indication that he's going to be able to do that, because anytime he tries to do something dramatic, he actually gets beat.
Let him go. Break.
Desperation, even in the cheering of some of the Ray Mercer supporters here. There's starting to be more of getting away from way to go, Ray, to you got to do this, Ray.
Well, yeah, I think they're stunned by what's happened here. Damiani has shown much better boxing skills than many thought he had, and Ray Mercer has not been able, since that first round, to land anything of terrific note. tentative. Ray's very, very tentative. Look, he's boxing. Now, that time, he was able to get that left hook in because he moved, but in general, that is not his game plan. That is not the way Ray Mercer wins bouts.
And it becomes apparent, too, that one punch isn't going to get Damiani out of there. It's not easy to say.
It's even harder for Ray Mercer to do.
Frank, let him go, let him go.
And the power edge we talked about with Ray Mercer, I think, gets minimized as this fight goes on. And as we see him pushing his punches, even all those jabs, there's nothing on those jabs. And he's also not following it with anything. Whereas Damiani's jab, which we just saw, has a lot more sting to it.
A very good jab. And here again, I think it's worth mentioning that this does not appear to be a case of what Mercer isn't doing. It's what Damiani is doing.
Break, let him go. Break, step out.
Damiani is boxing superbly. Look at that. Superb combinations. And when Mercer's in this position, he can't land. And part of it is because he's so close to Damiani. It's not where Ray gets his best leverage.
Nice body shot by Damiani there with his right hand. And a glancing blow. I didn't think that was a big shot at all. And Damiani goes down, was given no indication of getting up.
He got it in the eye, I think. Wow. My goodness.
That's it, a huge cut. With his nose, I'm sure that's what happened.
Nowhere.
Bleeding profusely from the nose. It was not a particularly big punch, I don't believe. It's just where it was, more than what it was. And the most dramatic turnaround I've seen in a long time.
Astonishing. Ray Mercer with a half uppercut, half hook. Now here's the left hand. It will kind of come right across his face. Oh, right on the tip of the nose. Oh, yeah. It just landed perfectly on the nose. Just perfectly on that nose to break it. And that's what did it to Damiani. And we'll get another look. And you'll see it hit that nose in just the right spot. And enough to break it and cause the end of this fight. Right on the tip of the nose. There was an elbow in there also. Personally, I think it was probably the punch rather than the elbow.
Yeah, I think so too. And it went just in the right place.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Trump Taj Mahal, referee Rudy Battle reaches the count of 10 at 2 minutes, 47 seconds of the 9th round. The winner.